The sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
The Bulldog Sports page brought to you by the Scottish Highland Festival this weekend in Mount Dora, Taco Bob.
Big old party going on all weekend, Mount Dora. We were there last year. It's a really good time. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, head on out there.
All right, Mike the Bulldog Bianchi is absent this morning because he's headed to the media day for this coming weekend's Daytona 500 at Daytona International Speedway. Cup practice begins this morning at the track, qualifying tonight, and then looking ahead to what's to come the balance of the week at the duels tomorrow. Then the NASCAR Truck Series race Friday night, the Xfinity Series race on Saturday afternoon at 5, and then, of course, the Great American Race Daytona 500 on Sunday afternoon, weather permitting.
Do you think Dog's going to ask any hard-hitting questions this morning? Maybe possible dog bite for tomorrow's show?
We can only hope. We can only hope, Taco. So I'm sure he'll have something to bring to the table tomorrow morning. Congratulations to Kevin Durant becoming the 8th player in NBA history to notch 30,000 points. He did it last night after he hit a free throw late in the third quarter in their team's 119-112 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. Durant is 36 years old, a forward, and he was voted to his 15th All-Star team. He now joins LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Wilt Chamberlain in the 30,000-point club. Not bad company.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I've always liked KD, too. You know, overall, when you look at basketball players, and there's a bunch of S-heads, and then there's ones that are good, he's one of the good ones.
Usually good attitude with the Olympic team as well, so good job for him. Magic have their final game before the All-Star break. They're home this evening against Charlotte. Wobbly would be a word that comes to mind as of late, so hopefully the few days off may get the team health ready for a final stretch run and hopefully get into the playoffs.
And the signs in my front yard, the Magic signs have been wobbly too. With all yesterday's wind, I looked, and one of them was almost blowing. Let's hope that's not a sign. Come on, Magic, let's do it.
Florida Gators forward Alex Condon who was SEC Player of the Week. Named Monday, left the number 3 Gators 81-68 win last night at Mississippi State after suffering an ankle injury in the opening minute. Concerned fans, obviously, but he's been diagnosed with a sprained right ankle. The x-rays were negative, so hopefully nothing too major going on there for the Florida Gators player. As expected, the New Orleans Saints hire Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore as their head coach. I think that was one of the worst-kept secrets in the NFL these days.
You're not kidding.
Miami Dolphins adding Bobby Slovic to the coaching staff. He's the former Houston Texans offensive coordinator. He's going to join the Dolphins coaching staff as a senior pass game coordinator. The move will reunite Slovic with head coach Mike McDaniel, whom he worked with in both Washington and San Francisco. And he'll also now be working with his brother Ryan, who is the Dolphins defensive backs coach and pass game specialist. So,
let's just hope that he can get them further playoff-wise.
Yeah, or at least help, yeah. So what else we got here? More college football news. University of North Carolina expected to hire Brian Belichick as a safeties coach. So he'll be joining Pops there. Mm-hmm. He's the youngest son of Tar Heels coach Bill Belichick. So Brian will be coaching the safeties for North Carolina.
And there were talks of that as well.
Ex-Ohio State coach Jim Tressel has been nominated as Ohio Lieutenant Governor. He will replace the former Lieutenant Governor John Husted, who was named to replace J.D. Vance's vacated Senate seat. So Jim Tressel, the former Ohio State coach, will be the lieutenant governor in Ohio once it's approved by the Ohio Senate and Ohio House. It's expected to not be an issue. And then let's see what else we got. The inaugural NHL Four Nations Face-Off begins tonight with games featuring Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States. This means the NHL will be in a break from regular season games for about a week and a half while this tournament goes on. All of the games will be televised starting tonight. I think tonight's is on TNT, and then the rest of them are going to be on ESPN. So the teams will be made up of players from those countries, NHL players. So depending on what team you're looking at, some of the players may have more, or some of the teams may have more participants than others. Others may just have a handful, but it's a break for the vast majority of the league for a week and a half or so.
You be watching that?
I'll probably be in bed before those games air, but I'll certainly be watching the highlights.
Right on.
That's about all I got. I mean, we're kind of in a little bit of a lull, so it's a good day for the Bulldog to be out of his cage.
That's a hell of a lot of sports, actually. I'm looking at what is written on paper. Well done, Lynn.
Sure. And try to cram it all in here. There's your sports page for this morning.
Check out the
9 out of 10 ears agree.
JRR Rock.